guys, welcome back to my channel and to another video. So as you can tell from the title and from the thumbnail, I am going to be making some Easter cream egg cookies. So the base of these cookies are, the base of this cookie is the Tanya Burr cookie recipe. So I wasn't actually able to find this recipe. I wanted to make it for ages because I saw it on Tanya's vlog and on Zoella's vlog, so I really wanted to make them, so I had to actually copy it down from the vlog. So I have got the recipe here and I will put it in the description box, but I thought I'd make them into some fun Easter cookies, so that is why I'm going to put cream eggs in them and I want to see how they turn out. So if you want to see me make some cream egg cookies, then just keep on watching. Okay, so for these cookies you're going to need 275 grams of self-raising flour, 300 grams of caster sugar, 75 grams of cocoa powder, 200 grams of butter, 1 large egg, and any quantity of chocolate that you want. So I've got some chocolate chips, some chocolate chunks, and then the cream eggs. So I've got a bit of everything here. And then we're just going to make it, usually I make it in a mixer, but I don't really want to get the mixer out, can't be arsed. So I'm going to have to mix it by hand, which is probably not the best idea, but because I'm only doing a single batch, should be okay. We're going to need to mix together the butter and the sugar, but this butter is a little bit hard. So this is a recipe I am completely making up. I've never made this before in my life. I've made these cookies so many times, I absolutely love them, so I know the cookies work. Whether the cream eggs work is another matter. Right, so it's going to be 200 grams of butter. Okay, so now we have 200 grams of butter in a bowl. We are now going to put in the 300 grams of caster sugar. So now I'm going to have to blend this by hand, which is like the worst job in the world, but it's me being lazy. I find Stork the best thing for this because it does go softer quicker, and also as it is coming up to Easter, these are, again, like my other video, if you haven't seen that, I did make some Rice Krispie cakes on my channel, but like that video, it's very easy to make with kids, very enjoyable. Not that I have kids, but I know I would love to make this when I was younger. One thing is, people in like before mixers must have really big muscles on one arm because Jesus, my shoulder hurts. Right, so I've creamed the butter and the sugar in the bowl, and I'm just going to add the 1 large egg to the mixture. I feel like I'm a bit dopey in this video. I have just had a hypo, so I go a bit weird after a hypo. So I do apologise if this video is rubbish, but my sugar levels have not been the best recently. So we're just going to cream that all together with the butter, sugar and the egg, making sure it's nicely mixed because you don't want that egg to scramble with the sugar. And then we're going to add our self-raising flour, which is 275. Oh yeah, I have also preset the oven to 180. It does say 200 in the recipe, but my oven's a little bit higher, so that's what I set it at. 275 of this, and this recipe is super quick. Oh my god, there's so much dust, which does make it a really easy recipe, especially in isolation like this is so quick and easy. You don't have to spend ages doing it, which is why I'm making it, because who don't like a cookie? Right, cocoa powder, if I can get this thing open. Whoa, funny story about cocoa powder, and my mum will back me up on this. When I was about, I'd say about 9, so young, I decided the cocoa powder smelled good and looked good, and I blew in it and ended up with it all in my eyes, my nose, my mouth, everywhere. And it was a massive disaster because I literally picked it up, lifted it up the lid and went, and it just went everywhere. So that is what I would recommend not doing with cocoa powder, would be blowing in it. So it's 75 grams of cocoa powder. I can taste it, it's making me want to cough. I've been filming this video for about 10 minutes and I've already nearly made the mixture. So literally such an easy recipe to make. So now all we're going to do is just fold this all in and try not to get it all up ourselves. I should really be wearing a bib, apron, whichever one. And whenever I make this for my family, like, people have asked for the recipe afterwards. So it is a really good recipe. They do last for quite a long time if you don't have a house full of people. I made them at Christmas, and when I make them they're like this big. So I'm hoping to make them a little bit smaller because they are so filling. So when you mix it, it kind of looks like it's not going to all mix together, like there's too much powders for the amount of butter, but it does make a really sort of heavy, thick dough, which is what a biscuit kind of is meant to look like cookie kind of texture. It does smell gorgeous. So you can use a hand mixer with this, or like a Kenwood kind of mixer, like a KitchenAid, to make this, which is what I usually do. Like I said, I'm being lazy and I haven't got it out, so I'm going to have to mix it all by hand. So when you finish mixing, it should be this consistency, so sort of a bit like a gingerbread. It may look a little bit sort of broken up. So much powder in it. So I'll make sure all the powder is mixed in. So this is what our mixture looks like. Oh, it smells, like I said, like a bourbon. I would have done my hair, I completely forgot. So I've been working all day and now I'm making stuff. Right, so now we have that, I'm now going to put in our chocolate chips. So when I usually make this, I get like a large dairy milk and a large like milky bar. So I'm probably going to end up putting like most of these in, but I don't want to make it too, screw it. Said most, put all. So that is our mixture done. I was going to add some chocolate chunks, but there's enough chocolate in there, and I'm also adding cream eggs, so no way I want that so chocolatey. So usually you line it with baking parchment. I'm going to line it with some foil. Just lay that down. So I'm going to do 2 trays of cookies because I think there should. Going to line 1 tray, lay them out, see what we get. Right, so now comes the tricky and exciting part. So I've got my cream eggs. This is the 5-pack, which I'm hoping is enough. Should be enough. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to unwrap them and then cut them in half, fingers crossed, and not like chop my finger off. So cream egg. And then we're going to cut along the seam. Right, we're going to class that as cut in half. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a chunk of this mixture and ball it up and then you're going to put it on the tray and lightly press it down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay half the cream egg, just making sure I can get, like, it's not perfect, kind of annoyed, but I'm going to lay it down, so not that way up. I'm going to lay it so that the fondant is concealed. Kind of looks cool. So this is what it looks like. And I'm going to make as many as I can. Obviously not how I wanted it. I wanted them to be a bit better than that. But it will do. 100%. But it never does. This is a made up recipe. I literally have never made this before. Like I said, don't want them too big. Usually I make them absolutely massive. But you want to make sure there's enough room between them as well. So I'm now going to place on my next bit, which is even more crushed than the first one. And then I'm just going to speed up and just do all of these. Okay, so these are my cookies ready to go in the oven. So I'm going to put them in the oven for about 10 minutes, take them out, check how they're going. They are a lot smaller than I usually make them. Like, I usually make them probably double this. So we're going to see how they go, just because these are quite sickly. I didn't want to make them too big. So I'm going to whack them in the oven now. Like, these might be disgusting. I have no idea. Okay, Google, set timer for 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes. And we're starting now.
And we're now going to have like a cleaning montage. Okay, Google, stop. Okay, so I'm now going to grab them out the oven and just see how they're doing. I have had a little sneak peek through the glass, and I'm not too sure if that actually worked. Right, so I'm going to stick the ones that are smaller in for another like 2 minutes. I'm going to have to leave them on the tray to like cool down, because they do come out quite gooey, but they have slightly caramelized the chocolate. I'm going to zoom you in so you guys can have a look. Slightly caramelized, but the others are in the oven at the minute, so I'm not too sure. Kind of nervous. So I'm just going to leave them in for a couple more minutes. These don't look so bad. I think that the fondant has kind of gone out of them. So I'm just scared that the fondant has dried out and kind of gone a bit weird. But this is like me baking with a recipe but without a recipe, if you got what I mean. Like, I haven't found a recipe for these. Just made one up from what I had. Okay, I'm going to get the other ones out and then turn off the oven and we'll see what happens. So I'm now going to leave these to cool, and then I'll come back and taste it and tell you guys what I think. So I've got them off the tray. They kind of went everywhere and they all stuck. So I want to see how they taste. So I've got Callum down. So we're going to try one of these. Which one do you want? This one over here as well. Do you want like half of one?
Yeah, I'm going to go half. I have diabetes as well.
Look at your hair. You're kind of out the camera anyway. Look, your head's not.
I'm a top person.
Right. Okay, which one do you want? Do you want this one? It's quite simple.
Split it now. So what's in it?
It's the bait. You lost the main part.
I want that bit. That's the best bit.
So it's my chocolate biscuit. It's like cookies, but with chocolate chips and cream egg.
They're actually cooked.
Yeah.
They're hot.
I know. Wait, because look. Jesus, you're shoveling it in faster.
Fuck it.
When you can likes anything. Very sickly.
They're quite good though.
So I put them in for
Fuck
10
my
minutes. They probably could have done a little bit longer, but they've all started burning. So, would you say this is a fail or a success?
Oh, I'll eat that, there you go.
Okay. So, do you mind?
So?
Got the
Yeah,
dishwasher on. Got Callum running the tap.
Got you talking, all
Yeah, I know.
annoying.
So if you guys do want to make these, as I said, I'll link the recipe down below. I think they are I think they are perfect for Easter. What do you think? They got cream eggs in them. That's all that's
They
Eastery
did.
about them.
They look like little buttons.
I don't know whether it would have done better if I turned them the other way over, but when I cut the cream eggs in half, they split. So they weren't whole when they went on there, so that's possibly why it's all gone everywhere, but I think it's because they were from the fridge, so they're really brittle. I feel like if you didn't have them in the fridge and you split them in half, so it was softer, so you could cut them a bit easier and you chop my fingers
Freeze them
off.
and then saw them in half.
So, if you guys have enjoyed this video, give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to comment below any other videos you want to see, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. We are still aiming for those 100 subscribers to turn Callum into a drag queen.
Nope.
So I am so excited. So I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video, and I hope you have a nice Easter. Bye guys.
Got a really shiny nose. You got a proper shiny face.
Oh.
Are you sweating?
Focus.